Camilla Rothel, walked into Judge Evelyn Carver's courtroom, believing the room already belonged to her. At 42 years old, Camilla was a wealthy real estate investor worth nearly $47 million. Foreign, her blonde hair was styled perfectly, her cream Chanel suit looked untouched, and diamonds flashed from her ears and wrist every time she moved her hand. On the table beside her sat a limited edition Hermes Birkin bag. Ford displayed almost like evidence of her power. Everything about her said one thing: money, status, control. She had not come to court to defend herself. She had come to humiliate a woman she considered beneath her. 4. Across the courtroom sat Isabella Cruz, a 58-year-old housekeeper who had spent more than 2 decades cleaning the homes of wealthy families in Beverly Hills. Her hands were rough from years of honest work. Her face carried fear, exhaustion, and the quiet dignity of someone who had been pushed too far. Isabella was not rich. She had no powerful friends. She had no expensive attorney. But inside the worn folder resting in her lap, she carried something far more dangerous than money. She carried the truth. The case seemed simple at first. Camilla claimed Isabella had stolen a $15,000 Cartier bracelet from her bedroom. 4. She also claimed Isabella had not earned her final paycheck of $3,500. But Judge Evelyn Carver knew this was not simple. She had reviewed the evidence before the cameras started rolling. She had seen the messages. 4. She had seen the bank records. She had seen statements from other former employees. And she had seen the security footage from Camilla's own home. From the moment Camilla stepped into that courtroom, Judge Carver was watching her carefully. "Ms. Rothel," the judge began, her voice calm but firm, "you are suing Ms. Cruz for $18,500. You claim she stole your bracelet and that she owes you back wages for poor performance. Explain what happened." Camilla lifted her chin, as if the question itself annoyed her. "Your Honor, I trusted this woman inside my home. I paid her very well. I treated her generously, and she repaid me by stealing from me." Judge Carver's eyes narrowed slightly. "How much did you pay her?" $35 an hour, Camilla replied. 4, which is extremely generous for cleaning work. A quiet tension moved through the courtroom. "And how large is your home?" the judge asked. 12,000 square feet, Camilla answered proudly. 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a guest house, a pool house. It is one of the finest homes in Beverly Hills. Judge Carver nodded. "And how many hours did Miss Cruz work each week?" Camilla waved her hand dismissively. "I don't keep track of every little hour. When you hire household staff, they work until the job is done." That answer told the judge almost everything she needed to know. Isabella sat silently, gripping her folder. For 18 months, she had worked in Camilla's mansion. First, the job seemed like a blessing. The pay was good, and Isabella needed the money. She had come to America from Guatemala 31 years earlier with almost nothing, and every dollar she earned helped support her family. 4. She had raised 3 children on housekeeper wages. Her oldest daughter became a nurse. Her son became a teacher. Her youngest daughter was in medical school. Isabella's reputation meant everything. In her world, trust was survival. Fawny, and Camilla knew that slowly, Camilla's behavior had changed. She began demanding impossible work in impossible time. She ordered Isabella to clean an entire mansion in only a few hours. She expected weekends, holidays, and extra tasks with no warning and no extra pay. Then came the accusations. A candle was missing. A towel had disappeared. A paperweight was gone. Each time, Camilla accused Isabella. Each time, the item later turned up somewhere in the house. But Camilla never apologized. The accusations grew worse. A vase, a designer pillow, expensive soaps. Camilla would make these accusations in front of her wealthy friends, forcing Isabella to stand there in shame while they whispered about dishonest help. It was never about the objects. It was about power. Camilla enjoyed watching Isabella defend herself. 4. She enjoyed reminding her who had money and who did not. The breaking point came when Camilla demanded Isabella clean the entire mansion for a dinner party with only a few hours' notice. Isabella had already worked a long week. 4. Her body ached. Her hands were raw. For the first time, she said no. "Mrs. Rothel," Isabella told her, "I am a human being. I am not your property. I have worked hard for you, but I will not be treated this way anymore. 4. I am giving my 2 weeks' notice." Camila's face changed instantly. You'll regret this, she said. When I'm done with you, nobody in this city will hire you. And Camila meant it. On Isabella's final day, 4, Camila handed her a check for $3,500. Isabella deposited it and thought the nightmare was finally over. But 4 days later, police officers came to her apartment. Camila had reported that Isabella stole her Cartier bracelet. The officers searched Isabella's home. They found nothing, but the damage had already begun. That same day, Isabella learned Camila had stopped payment on her final check. Her account was suddenly overdrawn. Her rent payment bounced. Her daughter's medical school payment bounced. Then Camila spread the accusation through staffing agencies and private groups used by wealthy families. Within days, Isabella lost most of her clients. People who had trusted her for years suddenly stopped calling. A woman who had worked honestly for 23 years was being destroyed by one wealthy woman's lie. Now they were standing in Judge Carver's courtroom, and Camila still believed she was winning. Judge Carver leaned forward. Miss Rothel, when did you notice the bracelet was missing? The day after her final shift, Camila said. It was gone from my jewelry box. And your proof that Miss Cruz took it? Camila gave a cold little smile. She was the only person with access. Who else would take it? Judge Carver's voice hardened. Assumption is not evidence. Camila's expression tightened. The judge continued. You also stopped payment on her final wages. You understand wage theft is illegal, correct? Camila laughed softly, as if the judge had missed something obvious. Look, Judge, in the real world, when people steal from you, you don't reward them by paying them. The courtroom went still. Judge Carver looked up slowly. Are you telling me I don't understand the real world? Camila leaned forward, wearing the same smug smile she had worn since entering the courtroom. I'm saying you probably don't understand how people with real money operate. Maybe if you had real money, you'd get it. A gasp spread through the courtroom. Even Isabella looked stunned. Judge Evelyn Carver did not move for 5 seconds. Then she folded her hands. Ms. Rothel, she said quietly, did you just suggest that I cannot understand this case because I am not wealthy enough? Camila's confidence flickered. I only meant different classes have different perspectives. Judge Carver's voice turned cold. Stop talking. She reached for the thick folder on the bench. Since you brought up wealth, power, and how rich people operate, let me explain what I understand very clearly. Camila's smile disappeared. Judge Carver removed the first document. This is a police report from 2001. You were arrested for credit card fraud after using your college roommate's cards to buy more than $23,000 in luxury goods. Camila went pale. That record was sealed. Judge Carver did not blink. And it has been reviewed because your credibility is central to this case. The judge lifted another paper. You received a reduced charge because your family hired expensive attorneys. You were ordered to complete counseling. You did not complete it. The report described you as entitled, dismissive, and unwilling to accept responsibility. Camila tried to speak. Judge Carver cut her off. I am not finished. The courtroom was silent. We'll also have statements from 6 former housekeepers. 6 women, different years, same story, false theft accusations, withheld wages, verbal abuse, threats. Every one of them describes the same pattern. Isabella began to cry quietly. Camila stared at the judge as if the walls were closing in. Then Judge Carver picked up a photograph. Ms. Rothel, this is your Cartier bracelet, correct? Camila looked at it. Yes. Judge Carver turned the photo toward the courtroom. This image was taken by your own home security system 3 days after Miss Cruz stopped working for you. The bracelet is sitting on your bathroom counter inside your locked master bedroom. The courtroom erupted. Judge Carver raised her hand for silence. She looked directly at Camila. So explain this to me. How did Miss Cruz steal a bracelet that was photographed inside your home after she no longer worked there? Camila's mouth opened, but no answer came. Finally, she whispered, maybe it was a different bracelet. Judge Carver lifted another document. The serial number matches your insurance records. Camila had no response. Judge Carver's face was stone. Ms. Rothel, this court finds that your claim was false. You used a police report, a stop payment, and your social connections to destroy an honest woman's reputation because she dared to stand up to you. Isabella covered her face with both hands. The judge continued. Judgment for Ms. Cruz. 4A. You will pay the $3,500 in wages you illegally withheld. You will pay $15,000 in damages for defamation and lost income. And because your actions were deliberate, cruel, and abusive, 4. You will pay an additional $25,000 in punitive damages. Camila gasped. Total judgment, $43,500. That's ridiculous, Camila snapped. I'll appeal. 4. Judge Carver's voice was ice. This is binding arbitration. The decision is final. Then came the final blow. Faye, I am also referring this matter to the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office for possible charges related to filing a false police report and wage theft. For the first time, Camila Rothel looked powerless. 4. Her diamonds still shined. Her designer suit was still perfect. Her luxury handbag still sat on the table, but none of it could protect her, not from the evidence, not from the truth, and not from Judge Evelyn Carver. Within hours, the clip of Camila insulting the judge spread across the internet. Millions watched the moment her arrogance turned into panic. Her reputation collapsed. Former friends disappeared. Staffing agencies refused to work with her. Meanwhile, Finley, Isabella Cruz, finally got her name back. Viewers raised money to help her daughter return to medical school. Other domestic workers came forward with their own stories. 4. Isabella became a symbol of courage for people who had been mistreated, underpaid, and silenced for too long. Camila had entered that courtroom believing money made her untouchable. 4. But Judge Evelyn Carver proved something far more powerful. Respect cannot be bought, truth cannot be buried forever. And in a courtroom where justice still matters, even the richest bully can be brought to her knees.